Hello friends, welcome to the challenge Data by GT. Today we are going to talk about what are the different services that you can offer as a freelancer. Specifically, this is for the data and analytics area, folks who are working as data engineers or data architects. So this video is for them. If you want to start your journey as a freelancer, what are the various ways to do that? What are the various services that you can offer to your customers? Is what we are going to discuss in today's video. So let's get started. There are multiple services that you can offer, but I have narrowed it down to just four of them based on my experience. There are many others that you can also explore, but these are few ones which I think it is much easier to start with. It is tried and tested. For data engineers, obviously you can start working as a code developer. Okay, that's number one. Second, if you are an experienced person, you can start working as a data architect consultant. Third is maybe you can also work as a freelance trainer. And finally, a content creator. These are at a high level, these are the four services that you can offer. We are going to talk about these in much more details in the next slides. Okay, let's go through these one by one and try to understand what all things you can do. So the first one is, if you are a data engineer, if you have been working as a data engineer for last few years, let's say you have experience of around 5 years or maybe 10 years, and you want to start working as a freelancer. Uh, Data engineering is a good skill set to have and to start working as a freelancer. Okay, what all projects you can work on, right? Like data engineers generally have skill sets like they are good with Spark programming. It can be PySpark or some of you, right, might have worked on even the other flavors of Spark, which is like programming in Scala if you come from the Hadoop big data world. But PySpark is very very common. Second is if you also have the skill set of SQL, right? If you are good with SQL, you can definitely start getting into projects where there is a lot of heavy demand for the SQL related services. And these are not just plain SQL. It can be services which are bundled within various cloud services like AWS, Azure, GCP. So to take an example, let's say if you are into the AWS world, and if you know Spark, you can work in projects where there is a requirement for AWS Glue programmers who can come in and write Spark scripts for Glue, or even for Amazon EMR. If you're good with SQL, if your project uses Athena, right, there can be requirements to write queries in Athena. There can be requirements to write queries in Redshift. Same applied with Azure if you're working in Azure projects, or if you're looking for opportunities in Azure projects, there is always requirement for folks who can do Spark coding into the Synapse Analytics, right? It has Spark notebooks. It also has serverless SQL, so you can try that as well. Same goes with GCP also. Uh, Apart from these, right, there is a lot of demand generally for Databricks and Snowflake guys, right? People who have expertise in Databricks and Snowflake. So you can start working as a programmer. You can look for projects who need these kind of developers who can do hands-on and deliver the implementation bit of the project. Now I provided some hot tips in all these slides. You can look at it and see what really fits you well. Okay, see, when you're working as a freelancer, there is nothing as generic as such. You will have to see what fits well for you. What are the conditions? How much experience you have? What is the skill set you have? And accordingly, pick up those tasks. So, for people who want to start as a freelancer, a good way is to start working as a contractor. Generally, companies do hire a third-party contractor so that you are working with some other firm, and they will place you as a contractor. But though it's not actually a freelancing kind of a thing, but at least it's a good start, right? You can try that. Some of the companies, mainly the foreign companies, US based and all, they might also do direct contracts with you. If you have got some contracts through platforms like Fiverr or Upwork, maybe there also you can start working as a programmer. So that's one of the service that you can offer, that you are a programmer, and you can help the implementation team or the delivery team to help them to create the required code and help them to deliver the code. Next is something which is more closer to me. This is what I have been doing. You can become an architect you can work as a consultant into the data architecture space. Now this is mainly for senior folks or experienced data practitioner, those who have like 15 years, 20 years in the industry, and they want to start their own gig. They want to get into freelancing. This is the best way to start it. Why? Because there are not many seniors who are into the technical side of the things. People generally move into the management, tier. They start getting into the leadership roles. So if you're senior and you still want to stick to technical roles, becoming an architect is a good option. Now, what are the requirements? It's fine. You want to start working as an architect, right? You want to sell your services as an architect, but what is the skill set required, right? So you should be good with data architecture related stuff, right? You should have experience of working across a lot of technologies, not just a single platform, but you should be multi-cloud specialist, at least like AWS, Azure. You should have knowledge of Databricks and Snowflake. This is, I'm specifically talking about the data architecture, the side of the things. You should have some good certifications, maybe not a developer one, but at least the architect ones, like the AWS solution architect is there. Databricks has some certifications. Snowflake has certification. So it's not necessary you should have the architecture certification, but at least you should be certified across these technologies to prove that okay, you are aware of how these technologies works. You should have the experience of working on large data programs, right? You should have played this role in your corporate life, right? So generally people who are coming from 15, 20 years of experience, they would have some industry experience. You should carry on along with that. um, um, uh, Other than being an architect, right? Yes, working as an architect is one of the better ways for getting long term projects. But if you're looking for a shorter term kind of projects also, you can look for opportunities where you can play the role of a mentor or a advisor for data teams. Even you might see some opportunities in this particular space, so you can try that out. The third service that you can offer is training services. Now, training is also another good option to start working as a freelancer. You can work as a freelance trainer. What are skill set required for that? Again, you should be a certified associate. That is generally I've seen is this is the basic requirement to become a trainer, or most of the training institutes would ask whether you have a certificate in that particular training. Let's say you are planning to take a Snowflake training or a Databricks training. You should ensure that you have those certifications, right? At least the basic one, the associate levels. If you have professional ones, it's better. But most of the trainings, jobs that I have seen, they ask for trainers to be certified. And then there are various ways you can actually train people who are less experienced, like 2 to 5 years, or the other way is to train some of the experienced folks, right? Like there is always a custom trainings that needs to be done for cross scaling and upscaling of people within various corporates, within various organizations. So if you're again senior enough, been in the industry for 15, 20 years, that is another good way to try it out. You can bring in a lot of good examples from past all those 15, 20 years, and you can use them as examples or case studies during your training session. So for freelancers who have lesser experience, they can look for training, freshers, interns, or even the junior developers. And for people who have been in industry for a long time, you should look for training, lateral hires, or someone who is experienced and trying to upskill himself or herself into that area. Again, the four main technologies I would say is AWS, Azure, Databricks, Snowflake, even GCP, right? If you have good skills, you can try to become a trainer here. One of the hot tips I would say is where you can get opportunity. Yes, LinkedIn, there are a lot of opportunities that you can see, but try to work with different training institutes. They always have this demand. Generally, if you can take trainings during the weekdays, right? Few hours in the morning, few hours in the evening, then yeah, you have a good opportunity there. So you can try that out as well. uh, and finally, the content creation, right? I think most of you are aware of this. You would have tried it out. If you're watching this video, I'm sure most of you would have created some kind of content. It can be blogs, it can be videos. So now this many of you think that this is not really a service that you can get paid for, but there are a lot of things that can be done. Start writing blogs, maybe on Medium. You can have your own Substack channel, and then you can see, right, based on this, can you monetize it. Start with free blogs, and later you can see whether you can get paid through this. Understand the money may not be that much at the start, but then it will help you to be consistent. Very recently, just I think couple of weeks back, Medium has started its partner programming in India. So that is also another an option to generate income, and you can definitely try it out. But not just that, right? See, writing on Medium, writing on Substack helps for other people to notice you, understand the expertise that you have, and then they'll reach out to you with job opportunities, or freelancing gig opportunities. And also any content for that matter. It can be written blogs, or it can be YouTube videos also. um, there are some sites which can pay you for writing technical blogs also. A lot of product companies do have their own programs for guest authors who can come and write some really good technical blogs for them. If you're creating videos on YouTube, there are chances, right? Some of the edtechs, educational institute will reach out to you for creating some educational courses for their students. So stick to it and see what all things you can do here. So while we spoke about these services, right, how do you convert these things? What happens next, right? So some of the side hustles can be converted into mainstream. Like, if you are a tech blogger, if you are writing a lot on Medium, or for that matter any other platform, if you have your own website where you have been consistently writing, and you have some really good expertise in a particular area, there are chances that you can become and a book author also, which did happen in my case. I've recently written a book as well. So how it all happened, it's because I've been writing consistently on Medium, and people start noticing whatever I've been doing. So it's maybe you are starting it as a side hustle, but there are chances that it can be, you can become your mainstream job also. Yeah, you may not become a full-time writer, you may not become an only an author, but then at least you can have some books against your name based on the skill set you have. The main tip here is you should always focus on quality, not on quantity. Medium, if you are using that as a platform, it's all about quality, right? If you write a blog which has depth to it, it's gonna get a lot of views, rather than just writing your 2 minute post which is very very generic. So you should build your niche, you should understand what is your expertise, and start writing on that. And finally, um, a freelancer has a good opportunity to start his or her own business, right? So maybe you start as a freelancer, then you start working as a contractor, part-time contractor. You work as an independent consultant, and then you can have your own single person company, your own firm. You can become a solopreneur, you can own your business, or you can even for that matter start your own boutique, small consulting firm of just 4 or 4 guys who are expert in their own area. So that's the new way, that's the new model that people have been trying it out. Yes, I don't have much experience here. I'm just 3 years into my freelancing business, or as a solopreneur. But then that is the part that you can definitely try it out. And finally, like, how do you go about all these things? Though this video is not about the overall journey, but I thought I'll end this with giving you this small tip. I think most of you are aware of this, but it's more about implementation. There are a lot of things that we are already aware of, but we don't really implement it. So start small, think big always. Start with free services, start with writing blogs for free on Medium, on Substack, start on by creating YouTube videos. Don't worry about the views, don't worry about the monetization. Maybe at some point of time you will get your first customer, and from there onwards you can pick up your freelancing journey. The main thing is, as you move ahead, right, always ensure that you're not just acquiring new customers, you have a focus on retaining your existing customers, right? And how that can happen is only when you focus on the process, you focus on the quality, ensure that whatever work you're doing, you're giving your best, and believe in yourself. That's the main thing. So yeah, quality does matter, focusing on the process does matter, believing in yourself does matter, because there will be lots of ups and downs in this journey. And finally, right, this maybe I wanted to end with the last slide, but then I thought it's a message that I should give all of you, those who are starting their journey, is if it's all about the skill set, right? If there is no skill, there is no demand in market. If you have the skill, there is more demand. So if you have a skilled associate who has good knowledge of the latest tools and technologies, if you understand what you're working on, if you understand the pain areas of the business owners, of your customers, if you understand what they really need, then you have there will be always a demand for what you have been doing. So keep sharpening your skills. Maybe you may not have the skills today, that doesn't mean that you won't have it tomorrow. Okay. So work towards it, keep learning. It should be a continuous process, right? Even if you get one customer, five customer, 10 customers, you should not leave your learning, because that is how you will grow eventually. So yeah, the more skills you have, the more demand you will get. So that's it, guys. This is what I wanted to convey through this video. If you have any more questions, you can connect with me on Topmate. I have free mentoring sessions there. We can connect and discuss about anything related to freelancing, writing, training, or for that matter, data architecture, which is my bread and butter. So thank you for watching, and see you soon in the next video. Thank you, guys.